Hi, my name is Ghassan Abou-Zeineddine, and I will be reading from my essay and Atlas of Homes from the book Hadha Baladuna, Arab American Narratives of Boundary and Belonging. And I'll read a small section. The section heading is titled Portals to Lebanon. And the scene takes place in Dearborn, Michigan. And I mention Rana, and she is my wife. When Rana and I grocery shopped at the Middle Eastern stores, whether it was Greenland, aka Mustafa's, or Dearborn Fresh, aka El Medina, as soon as we entered the front door, we were transported to a grocery store in Beirut from the first whiff of roasted nuts and coffee beans. There was also the smell of raw meat at the butcher's in the back. The bags of thyme, suma, bulgur, maghrabiye, and fava beans stacked on metal shelves, the jars of pickled eggplant, radishes, and hot peppers, the strained yogurt and kashkaval cheese, the loaves of pita bread and boxes of gak, the ghandour biscuits and Unica chocolate, and the rani and chani juices that Rana used to drink as a child. As in Beirut, we'd catch the patrons sampling the fruits on display. They'd pick grapes or loquats and eat them in the aisle. It wasn't uncommon to find olive pits left on the edge of the olive counter. As soon as we left the grocery store and a blast of icy wind hit our faces, we were reminded that we were in the Midwest. Many of the small businesses in the city that weren't outwardly Middle Eastern were owned by Middle Easterners, such that most of their patrons were Arab. Rana and I were always confused whether to speak in English or Arabic to the cashiers. Even American establishments like Starbucks were somehow Arabized, or should I say Dearbornized. When I entered the Starbucks on Michigan Avenue in West Dearborn, I often found a group of Lebanese men sitting in the leather armchairs in the main seating area, carrying on a conversation in Arabic over espressos, as they must have done in the coffee houses in the Middle East. Dearborn isn't America, Rana once told me. It's Dahi. High-rise buildings dominate the Beirut suburb, its narrow streets crisscross above with electric lines. Marcher posters of Hezbollah soldiers are pasted on walls and street lamps. Yellow Hezbollah flags flutter from balconies and telephone poles. Although Rana grew up in Dahi, she attended the Lycée National and Saint Joseph University, the latter a Catholic school founded by Jesuits in 1875, and previously worked in companies with no religious affiliations, so she never quite embraced the Islamic atmosphere of Dahi or the fact that most of the women, including her mother, wore headscarves. But she still dressed conservatively. There were eyes watching her every move, especially the neighbors. As frustrated as she was by Dahi, Rana accepted her reality because this was a side of Lebanon that wasn't going to change. When we began living in Dearborn, Rana had expected her life to change. I thought America was this place where I'd care less about what others thought of me. You do what you want, she said. But in Dearborn, I still worry that others are judging me. Rana particularly felt this way when buying groceries. The salespeople and patrons could tell that she was coming from abroad by the terms she used when she spoke, sometimes saying kilos instead of pounds. When did you arrive here? They asked her, followed by, why'd you come here? They wanted to know her religion, to see if she was a practicing Muslim. Fortunately, Rana didn't feel the same way in West Dearborn, where we frequented bars without anyone judging us. Thank you.